reports and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
This is ATN International News. First, the headlines. In South Africa, Ramaphosa sworn in as president. In Vietnam, Russian President Vladimir Putin visits Hanoi. In Germany, authorities arrest an Islamic State collaborator. In Australia, police investigates murder suspects' access to firearms. This is to be a tough final guard and a flyover by the South African Air Force over the Union buildings. South African musicians and cultural dancers entertained thousands of citizens who attended this. Addressing the nation, Ramaphosa said that the people had spoken. Major players such as the Democratic Alliance and the Inkatha Freedom Party have already joined the coalition. The Mkhumto Wesizwe Party and the leftist Economic Freedom Fighters Party have refused to be part of it. It is unclear when the formation of the new cabinet will be announced. There is consensus that the current status quo is not sustainable and the political process needs to advance forward elections. Roadmap to elections, she said. While institutional and political divisions keep deepening, ordinary Libyans feuding political actors that elections, Libya will slide into disintegration. Libya will slide into disintegration. Nations on the Council, Sierra Leone, Algeria and Mozambique, joined by Guyana, said in a joint statement by the United Nations for the holding of national elections. The four countries called on rival political players to move from the entrenched institutional and political positions, resolve their differences, build their consensus, and facilitate. Robert Wood said that the United States also continues to firmly support the United Nations political mission's efforts to bring Libya closer to unlocking a viable process towards long overdue elections. Russian President Vladimir Putin is seeking to strengthen ties with longtime partner Vietnam on a state visit on Thursday that comes as Moscow faces growing international isolation because of its military actions in Ukraine, and Putin was greeted by dignitaries upon his arrival. Putin was greeted by dignitaries upon his arrival in the Southeast Asian country as soldiers in white dress uniforms stood at attention. He arrived from North Korea, where he and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un signed an agreement that pledges mutual aid. Former Soviet Union